Domestic aircraft models, such as the Sukhoi Superjet 100 and the Tupolev Tu-204 and Tu-214, are essential for maintaining and even enhancing passenger mobility as Russia's civil aviation sector contends with the persistent pressure of Western sanctions. Russia is demonstrating tangible results in its efforts to achieve self-reliance in aviation, as Western-built aircraft are being grounded due to a dearth of spare parts and limited maintenance support. This transition, bolstered by local manufacturing initiatives and reinvestment in the aviation sector, is facilitating the maintenance of flight operations and contributing to a modest increase in domestic travel. Red Wings Airlines has emerged as an important example of how Russian carriers are filling the void left by Western aircraft that are subject to restrictions. The airline transported more than 1.2 million passengers in the first 6 months of 2025, a nearly 2% increase from the same period in the previous year. This expansion is all the more remarkable given the operational challenges that the majority of airlines worldwide are currently facing. Red Wing's strategic emphasis on domestic aircraft is a critical factor in its success, as it enables the company to circumvent the limitations of relying on limited foreign components. 22 Sukhoi Superjet 100 aircraft and numerous Tupolev Tu-204 and Tu-214 aircraft, both designed and manufactured in Russia, comprise the airline's fleet. This reliance on locally manufactured aircraft has not only guaranteed operational continuity, but has also facilitated a more effective management of costs, spare parts availability, and maintenance. As a result, the airline has successfully anticipated long-term capacity expansions, all the while avoiding the grounding pressures observed in other regions. Passenger demand for domestic routes has also shown strong momentum. Red Wings reported an 8% increase in domestic passenger traffic, which confirms the increasing dependence on business travel and internal tourism. The airline responded by expanding its network, introducing 16 new routes in a mere 6 months. This expansion has resulted in the establishment of new city pairings and the enhancement of connectivity in regions that were previously underserved. The seat occupancy rate, a critical metric for airline performance, has maintained a consistent and robust level. Red Wings has effectively optimized the use of aircraft, ensuring that its operations remain cost-effective and efficient in a constrained supply environment, with an average seat load factor approaching 85%. Rossiya Airlines, the largest operator of the Russian-built Sukhoi Superjet 100 and a critical carrier within the Aeroflot group, has experienced significant operational and passenger growth in the first half of 2025. The airline's passenger traffic increased by over 10% during this time, primarily due to the expanded deployment of its Superjet 100 fleet. A 22% increase in flight hours underscored the expanded role of these domestically produced aircraft in maintaining vital national air connections at a time when access to Western planes and parts remains circumscribed. The increase in its usage evidences the increasing significance of the Superjet 100 in Russia's aviation strategy. The Superjet 100 has emerged as a dependable workhorse to cover the resulting gaps, as Western-made jets continue to be withdrawn from service due to the unavailability of spare parts and maintenance support. Rossiya Airlines has been instrumental in this transition by implementing stringent maintenance protocols and optimizing turnaround procedures to ensure that its fleet remains completely operational. The airline has prioritized the maintenance of high reliability despite the increased utilization of each aircraft. This strategy is considered essential for the prevention of service disruptions and the preservation of consistent scheduling. Rossiya has recently initiated the process of transitioning several of its superjets from a mixed-class configuration to a single-class, all-economy layout to improve capacity and efficiency further. The Superjet 100 seating capacity has been increased from approximately 87 to 95 seats to 100 complete economy seats. As a result of these modifications, which were implemented at the Yakovlev Aviation Technical Complex. The airline has successfully increased the number of passengers per flight. Additionally, the simplified Rossiya's leadership has emphasized the significance of the timely execution of scheduled maintenance and stringent adherence to technical standards. These rigorous circumstances continue to be a multifaceted obstacle. The significance of the timely execution of scheduled maintenance and stringent adherence to technical standards has been emphasized by Rossiya's leadership. It is imperative to maintain the availability of aircraft to provide a safe and reliable travel experience for passengers, as well as to maintain route networks. Rossiya Airlines plays a crucial role in preserving Russia's air travel industry amid global constraints by employing a combination of technical discipline, operational innovation, and increased use of domestically produced aircraft. While the Superjet 100 serves as the foundation for regional and short-haul operations, the Tupolev Tu-204 and Tu-214 aircraft are resurfacing as medium and long-haul alternatives to Western aircraft. Red Wings is progressively incorporating these technologies, highlighting their importance and usefulness in the post-sanctions Russian aviation landscape. These aircraft, which United Aircraft Corporation produces, possess the unique advantage of being wholly supported by local supply chains, rendering them particularly resilient in the face of restricted international trade conditions. The Tupolev platform, which was once seen as less useful than Western planes, is now being looked at again because it can easily update and repair fleets, relies little on foreign parts, and is dependable. Airlines that operate these aircraft have discovered that they are viable alternatives for routes that are no longer accessible by Airbus or Boeing aircraft due to retirement or supply shortages. In the face of airspace restrictions and changing flight schedules, Russian airlines have also made significant progress in adapting their customer service practices to suit the changing needs of their customers. For instance, Rossiya Airlines illustrated its dedication to passenger contentment during a temporary airspace disruption from July 5 to 7. During this period, the airline served meals to over 22,200 passengers and provided refreshments to over 35,500. These efforts demonstrate professionalism and enhance the public's perception of domestic carriers during a period of increased operational complexity. Despite geopolitical constraints, the Russian civil aviation sector's resilience and dedication to service remain noteworthy. Dmitry Yadrov, an official in the Russian Transport Administration, recently emphasized that all airlines must maintain a customer-oriented approach. This approach should ensure that passengers are promptly informed about flight changes and that rebooking or refunds are managed without delay. Nevertheless, he emphasized that flight safety must remain the primary concern. He observed that safety must be the governing principle in the making of every operational or commercial decision. Russia is forging its own path in a world where sanctions and political rifts are increasingly restricting international collaboration in aviation. The increasing dependence on the Superjet 100 and rejuvenated Tupolev aircraft indicates a transition from global dependence to a national aviation ecosystem that is sustained by local production, engineering, and policy support. These aircraft are not merely alternatives for airlines such as Red Wings and Rossiya. They are now essential for operational resilience, regional access, and market expansion. Russia's transition to domestic solutions may serve as a long-term model for other industries that are interested in achieving sovereignty in critical infrastructure, as the aviation sector continues to develop and sanctions show little indication of relaxation. The sound of Superjets and Tupolevs will dominate the skies over Russia until that time, symbolizing a renewed emphasis on domestic capability, ambition, and adaptation. Now, do you think Russian aircraft will displace Western aircraft in the Russian market in the future? Let us know in the comments. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.